Okay, drum roll. Let's do this. And hello, everybody. Welcome back to my stream. I hope you're all doing great. I know that I am. I think we are going to start off like we usually do by having a little recap of what we did yesterday. So, what did we do yesterday? We basically started off by doing a little bit of highlights on this plant right here. And then after that, we added some white background to some leaves that we did. This so that the colors would be more brilliant, more intense. We finished off the little details of the heart. And then we went back and added some green to our white leaves. So that is basically what we did yesterday. And today what we're going to do is that we are going to continue by ping-ponging back and forth on several areas of this canvas. We are going to, I notice we need a second coat on this green right here. I'm going to start off by doing that. Then I'm going to do the outline of this heart because I'm going to add a few more leaves so it comes up into the heart. And I'm going to add also one or two more leaves to come into this middle plant so that we have this kind of movement, that nice swaying, flowing movement. So without wasting any of your time, I am going to get that light green paint ready. So we are going to add some green and then some yellow. And it should go rather quickly. So there we go for the green. Wipe off the knife because I definitely don't want any green paint in my yellow pot or my yellow can or my yellow, what is this, a pot, a can? I have no idea. Anyway, so I'm going to add the yellow because I'm going to need more yellow than I'm going to need with the green. There we go. Close this off and put it away to avoid any catastrophes. There we go. And I'm going to put away the green as well. Might as well start off very organized. So, like usual, we are going to put some water in here and we are going to work all this. There we go. So we have a nice homogenized. I'm going to bring the camera down and like that we can check this out together. So I'm just going to bring the green into the yellow and we are just going to twirl all this together to get the color that we want. There we go. That seems to be taking shape nicely. See, we don't want this too thin, but as you can tell, it's not. It's just becoming nice and creamy and fluid, so we can go down on those leaves very easily. And like usual, we like to do things quickly. So that looks about right. I'm going to bring up the camera then. We're going to zoom in a little bit on that upper left-hand corner there. Very good. I'm going to get out of the picture and we can tackle this right away. So, yesterday I had to be very meticulous doing these leaves in green because I didn't want any of the white background behind there to show. Like that. It would have left us with the option of putting an outline or not on these leaves. I hope that made sense. So, just going to step back for a second and take a look. Yeah, that looks all right. I am going to check one more thing out here. Okay, very good. If you followed yesterday's stream, you might have noticed that even though I want these leaves to look like they're just blowing in the wind any which way, well, they weren't painted any which way. They were carefully set in where they are so there would be a balance and a harmony to the whole thing. There you go, very nice. Of course, this is just the background of the leaves. We are going to put in some details afterwards to make these leaves a lot more attractive and richer. Okay, just making sure I'm not standing in front of the lens, which I seem to do quite often as I'm concentrating on my painting. And I kind of tend to forget my duties as a cameraman. There, very nice. See, I'm doing this first because by the time I get to the heart and stuff and all that is done, these leaves will be dry. So we'll be able to work quickly and hopefully without having to stop. There we go, very nice. For the second coat, I don't really have to film or record anything for my movies because you really can't tell between the first and second coat on the camera. And we do want to make these movies no longer than 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes at the most. Unless, of course, I have a scenario, a particular scenario, and there I don't mind if the movie is 12 or 14 minutes long. Okay, very nice, very good. So far, so good. There we go. Just a few more leaves to go here. So actually, just to make these leaves, there is 3 steps. White, and then the 2 coats of color on top of them. So these are the kind of things you don't notice when you watch the movie. And this section here would probably take like about 12 seconds in the movie, when actually it takes like about 2 days to do in reality. And I don't do the time lapse. I'm not into that very much. I do accelerate certain parts of the movies, but I don't do the time lapse because basically these movies, I make them for like the person who wants to buy these paintings can see how they were made. That was the goal at first. And then I've been making these movies for like almost 8 years, so now the other goal also is to kind of have a document of through the years. My son usually comes in these movies from the age of like 5, and now he's 16. So, and I still try to get him to come in at least for a few shots, you know. So, anyways, let's get back to this guy. I think this is done. I have to obviously step back to make sure. So, come over here and take a look. And that looks good. I'm going to do the same thing over here. But first, like I said, I want to finish its heart because I'm going to want these leaves to maybe add just 3 more leaves here and then a couple here. And I'm going to have to do that in white like we did yesterday. But first, I'm going to try to finish off this heart. So for that, it is going to be black paint. And the key thing is going to find the right paintbrush. That is always kind of my, I'm not going to say nightmare, but a preoccupation. Especially on something like this, which is, okay, another one of these wonderful inventions that basically looks great on paper, but doesn't really work in the studio. But I'm not going to bitch about that. I do it every time anyways. Today I'll avoid it. Just mention it like that in passing, without bitching. But I can't help it. It's so annoying to have these little jars with these little tops. I mean, how are you supposed to get the paint at the bottom of these? Come on, really? I don't know. So, like usual, we're going to add a little bit of water to that so it has just the right consistency. And here, I am going to grab my brushes and I am going to step back here and see which one. I might have to use 2 separate brushes. Okay, I think this one or this one. I'm not really sure. I was thinking either of these 2, they look almost the same size. Thing is, I don't want them to flatten out too much and make the line too wide either. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That might not be the right ones. I'm going to take a second and take a look at this one more time. But it is a big heart, but still. Maybe this one. Okay. So Okay, I'm not really sure, but so we have basically 3 sizes here. We have Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, and I think I'm going to go with Baby Bear first. I'm going to try this one. So I'm going to pull the camera back because we are going to the other end of the canvas. I'm going to bring this camera over here a little bit. Maybe zoom in just a tad. So if I'm standing here and I'm painting in, am I going to be in the way? A little bit. So maybe I'll bring this camera over here, like that. And, okay. So, first of all, I'm going to use Papa Bear here just to make the right mixture together. So I'm going to need a lot more water in that because we have quite a bit of black. So let's take a look at what I'm doing here, and all I'm going to do basically is just mix all this together with the water. Now, this is going to be very important to get this the right texture that I want. So I'm going to add a little more water. There we go. Actually, I brought a little stool here so I didn't have to go back and forth. There we go. Move everything to the center here. Grab this, which is going to thicken the whole thing up, but I'll just add a little more water. With this warmth, it's going to evaporate quite quickly too. So, and if I can put this down on the first try without having to go back later and fix things, it would be great. So that looks just about the right consistency that I'm looking for. I'm going to roll off the excess on this brush, and we're going to go back up to our little heart here. There we go. And I am going to switch brushes and go back with Baby Bear. Okay. Okay, while I'm concentrating on this, maybe you can play a little bit of music. There we go. good, very good. And here I am going to move the camera over just a little bit, and I am going to start recording for this part. There we go. Okay. Can't really chat. I have to stay concentrated for this part, as you can imagine. Get this first part done, and then I can always go back and fix the details. It needs to be a little thicker here or there. And I am going to step back for a second. I'm going to stop recording. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to step away back here. Okay, the ring looks great. I think the heart is going to have to be just a little bit wider, the black paint. But that's no big deal. So let's continue. Very good. So I'm going to step back again, take a look. Yes, that isn't bad at all. Not bad at all. It does have to be a little bit thicker here, but I don't want to put my hand in the paint either, so I have to be careful or be patient and wait. Not really, I'm not that kind of not patient. I'm just going to chance it. Okay, gotta step back, take a look. Yes, much better, much better. I'm gonna have to do the same up here, but if I do it now, catastrophes will follow. So while I'm gonna let that dry, I did say I was gonna do a lot of ping ponging today, so I'm gonna go back in here. I noticed that it was missing maybe 1 or 2 leaves. And I am going to turn on my fan over here and bring it a little closer so it dries faster. There we go. I'm going to bring this baby back here, because now we are going to work on this area right here. And work right here. So there we go. Get the cap back on here, avoid catastrophes again. Rinse off the knife. There you go, get the water that's needed. And we are going to work this again. Just kind of work this water and paint together. It just makes painting so much better when you have the right consistency and everything glides. Rid of the excess there on the corner. This is going to be just fine. Let's go back up to our plant here. There we go. And I am going to have to step back to see what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm just going to start it right here. There. Doesn't that look like fun? That's all. That's all I needed to do. Oh, bring the camera back. Hope I don't make you seasick. There we go. And let's step back and see where we're at here. Very good. As I mentioned, these leaves are going to be carried up a little bit here, so we have this kind of movement. Okay. I'm going to calm down. Okay. So I'm going to check out my little heart here. This is actually dry enough for my leaves, I would think. Let me look over here. Oh, yes. And almost dry enough for me to go back with the black. And actually I'm going to do that now. Where is that little brush? Here you go. Okay. Ah, there we are. Just have to add a little bit of water here again because it's evaporating so quickly with this heat. My boy, I must say, with the vent there, it feels good. Hopefully it's not blowing in the microphone. Okay, so let's zoom back up towards that little corner up there. Good. I'll get out of the way, and I'm going to add this pink thicker. I'm here, fixing maybe this part here, which nobody can see but me. Okay, step back again, take a look. Yes, there we go. Much nicer, much nicer. Okay, I'll pull the camera back. Whoops. Wow. So I'm going to do these leaves here since I have the white paint already and the brush right here. Just going to add a little bit of water. And we can go back up here. Nothing like jamming with the Grateful Dead and painting at the same time. It's like heaven on earth. So I have to step back and look and see what I'm going to do. That, like this. Let's make this a triple. There we go. Tie everything. Step back and see. Yes, very nice. Maybe one little rebel out here. Okay, very good. I don't want to put too many. I just wanted just a hint of this movement. Maybe nobody will ever even notice it. Maybe it's just me who sees it like that. So how is the res doing? That's drying very nicely. This is almost dry as well. Very good, very good. So I'll probably put you back so we can have a full view. I gotta take a little break from the dead, and we'll step back and take a different angle view of this. Very good, very good. Okay, I'm gonna get this green ready, and as I'm looking at this from close up, I notice this is going to need a second coat too. So I am going to work on that right now, and move things around here, get my green out. There we go. And I'm going to do it right there, I guess. And as I'm looking at this, I suddenly have the urge to do the second coat a little bit darker than what is there. Just kind of change the color a little bit. So what am I going to do? I'm going to grab just a whisker, just a hair of black paint, and bring this camera down as I switch cameras. So that's there. As you can see, I did put a little bit of black in there. I'm going to work this, but I'm probably going to add a little more black. Yes, I'm going to add just a little more black. Sorry, I was a little too close to the lens there. Okay, just a little bit more. Get the hair out of my face. There we go. Yes, I can see this is more what my eyes are seeing today. So let's work this so we have that nice creamy texture. Maybe just a little bit more water here. So that looks kind of, I'm going to add more water because it is going to evaporate very quickly between the first leaf and the last leaf. Okay. All right, so let's bring this back up. I'm going to move it to the side as well because I am going to bring my chair over and sit down to do this. There we go. Bring this here. Maybe I'll switch over to this camera, get out of the picture, and add some music. There we go. Let's try this. as I'm putting the second coat down, it doesn't look like it's different than what was there on that first coat, but when it dries, it will get noticeably darker. Like I mentioned earlier, this is just the background. Very nice. At least by me sitting down on the chair, you won't see me dance like an idiot as I'm painting, so I'm sparing you that sight. There we go. Nice. I have water right here. How wonderful. Okay, let's continue on this. This went rather quickly. I don't want it to go too quickly because we want the rest to dry as well. So. Oh, okay, I'm going to move my chair over just a hair, like that. There we go. Okay, I'm not in the way, that's good. You can barely see these on top of the other plant, but when I do the highlights, you will notice something. Very good. Water. Okay, look how that glides beautifully. Oof. Just like skiing down a mountain slope. There we go. Just a few more leaves. Go back. Very good. Yeah, just a little bit of water. There. Well, up close that looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like back here. Seen through the webcam. These two leaves you can barely see, but I think eventually, like I said, when I start doing the details, just adding a little bit of green since I only had one coat right there. Very good. Now, we are going to get back to these leaves, put a second coat on those. That's pretty cool. And I got the paint basically right here. I am going to take a second, get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. There. Little breathing room. And like usual, gonna work everything. I am going to need a little bit of yellow. There we are. There we are. There we are. Let's put a little bit of yellow for my second coat. There, that should do it. Get this out of the way. There we go. Okay, let's rinse all this off. And I'm going to move this camera back over here. And I am going to go back to that guy there. Qu'est-ce qu'il m'a fait, ce mec? Well, this camera here is, that camera there has been giving me so much trouble since yesterday. Since day before yesterday. Every time I recorded with this camera, which is exactly the same camera as my camera number 1, it would go into a black screen. And there it just did more or less the same thing. So, I don't know what's the matter with it, except it's a troublemaker. But anyways, let's get back to the task at hand, which is to make the paint for this next section. Eventually, I'm sure I'm going to work all these technical problems out little by little. I must say I'm doing a lot better. What is this? Is this loose hair? No, not really. I am doing better than I was a month ago, that's for sure. And then trying to remember all the keystrokes so I can change cameras remotely. That's kind of a challenge too. And then I have to think about filming, and then I have to think about what I'm doing. But anyways, no one's complaining because I'm truly, truly enjoying myself, enjoying doing these live streams. I always enjoyed painting in festivals, you know, concerts and festivals, always a blast. So this is dry up here. So you know what? I'm going to go back to this camera. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Just get the whole general thing here. Maybe move that over just a little bit. Make sure you get a little seasick. There we go. And I am going to go right away and put this first coat on. By the time I get down here, maybe I'll be all done and put that second coat on. So, how about if we go back to our little Grateful Dead jam? Okay. I do always have to step back a little bit before I start painting. I'm trying to see exactly what I'm doing. Very nice, except I need more water. There we go. I'll just pull this down for a second because my paint is not the right consistency. So I'm going to just add more water and work this. There we go. Oh, shh. Not quite up. Okay, I guess I blew that part. Wonderful. And I'll get out of the way. That's great. Okay, wonderful. Let's get to you guys now. Just a tad more water. Oops. Let's not get too sloppy now. There we go. Very good. Beautiful. There. Step back for a second. Look. Okay.
sunshine daydream. Walk you in the tall tree, going where the wind goes. It's moving like a red rose, rolling over sweet bay. And I'm singing, I walk in the morning.
Okay, very good, very good.
Sunshine daydream, sunshine daydream. Walk in the tall tree, we're going where the wind goes. Moving, yeah, moving like a red rose.
So, where are we at now? I have to step back here and figure out what the next step is. Back to this here. Okay. Just take a minute, figure out where we're at. Step over here and look. Everything is going all right, except that I do have to do a little fixing here. You know, it's always that quest for perfection, if such a thing does exist. But I have to be happy with what I do, otherwise what's the point? And there's just a little bit here I need to fix. There, I'm going to bring that black a little bit out, and I'm going to add more gold when this is dry. Just so it has that right shell, yeah. It just needs a little more gold right here. Bring that out. And actually, I might even be real picky and go in here. Make sure I don't blow this. There we go. See, I was looking at the outer line of the black, and then I'll do the gold to bring that in to perfection in a few seconds when it's dry. Okay, now that still doesn't tell me what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'm going to go over here and see if this is dry. It's not far from being dry, so I'm going to start thinking about maybe the details of that. Okay. That's going to be, I think, kind of easy for me. What am I going to do here? Okay, wait a minute. I gotta step back and think here. I'm not thinking with my brain, I'm thinking with my eyes. See what I want to see there. And I do see what I want to see. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab some of this paint that we did earlier, and I'm going to add a little bit of black to it again to make it even darker. Like a nice dark green just for the background of the foreground. Whatever that means. And for that, I'm going to need a little more green. There we go. Just a little bit of green. Don't need that much, really. I'm just going to do just a little bit of highlights. Where is this cap? Oh, here it is. Don't remember things like 12 seconds in a row. Unbelievable. There we go. And like usual, switch over to this camera over here, and like that we can look at the colors that I'm going for. So here's that darker green. I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit. Very good. Now I'm not sure this is the right paintbrush. It's a little big for what I want to do. Maybe it is. So let's bring the camera back up to that corner where we're going to be working, and I am going to switch brushes for maybe this one. Or wait a minute, maybe this one. This one looks better. These two are clean, so I'm going to put them away. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to press record. Hopefully I won't be in the way. Wipe off this brush here. There we go. Very good. Just kind of the background. I'm going to zoom in a lot more here. There we go. He's got to calling it home. Ocean comes a-crawling like a woman, spinning that curious sense of your own. Can you answer? Yes, I can. But what would be the answer to the answer, man? Very good. I'll pull this back. Very good. I want to tell you how it's gonna be. You're gonna give your love to me. Start recording and pull the camera all the way back. No. Okay. Okay. So. Now what? Gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna go again with some more highlights on those leaves. For that, I have to wait for it to dry. And then maybe I can just continue over here. And like I feared, this isn't quite dry and might need a second coat. But none of this is quite dry because I put it on fairly thickly. So I'm gonna leave all that alone. And how about these babies? These look like they're dry. And they look like I can go ahead and put some colors down on those. And here we're just going to do the.
My love is bigger than a Cadillac.
I'm just going to go the other way.
I tried to show you, but you turned me back. You love for me, it's got to be real.
So I'm going to stop the music for a while as we do these last leaves. So once again, I'm going to bring the camera over just a little bit, lower it, zoom in a little bit in the area where we're going to be working, which is just about here. And then I am going to get my chair, put that there, get out of the way. And put these little highlights on. There we go. Oops. There we go. Yes. Okay. That's the path. Well, that does go down quickly. I did mention that, and sure enough. So let's pull this back. Okay. So, where are we at here? Okay, this is not quite dry. Not quite dry enough. Let me step back here a second. Okay. In a few minutes, I am going to put some other highlights on those, so I'll change a little bit. And then, you know what I'm going to do while I'm right here? This is something that's been bugging me also. And I'm just going to do this now. So I'm going to change, just add a little bit of white here on this eyeball here. There we go. Because we're getting very close to doing that, finishing that guy off. So. Just getting a little more white paint done because I am, as I mentioned, I'm going to move this guy over so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I am going to zoom in here a little bit. And I just want to fix this area right here. Hopefully the fan isn't blowing. There we go. There we go. And bringing this guy back here again. So you can have a full view of where we're at. Okay. Where are we at here right now? Let's see. Okay. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, what? I don't know. Okay. So, okay, well, I am going to get some paint. I'm going to start doing these outlines here. Get this one done as well. Like that, the rest will have time to dry. And I'm not just going to stand around idle. So I might as well attack that right now. And then eventually we'll get to the leaves and do those outlines as well. And hopefully we'll be ready to work on the frame come Monday. So again, what brush am I going to use? I think I'm going to use that one. There we go, this one here. It's kind of a smaller one. Let's move this chair back. I won't need that for a while. And I am going to come back to this camera here so we can take a look at what we're doing here. So forget about this green. We are working in this area here. We just want the black to be like ink. Of course, I'm going to need a lot more water than that. Turn this around. There we go. So it was yesterday I had the brilliant idea of putting a pot of water right nearby, a little jar of water, so I wouldn't have to walk back and forth between my other table and the camera. So, okay, this looks just about right. I am going to wipe off the brush. There we go. And we are going back in here. And I'm afraid the other camera I'll be in the way, so I'm going to just bring this one, hopefully on this angle, up. And maybe zoom in like that. Hopefully I won't be in the way. And I will get out of the way completely by doing that. Okay. Very nice. That's going pretty good. Bring this up a little bit. There will be a black line around the frame, so I can cheat a little bit. Let's bring this here. Like that. Mm-hmm. Oops, there we go. There we go, just like that. And we are going to do the same thing for this one down here. Put that down, bring this baby up a little bit. Right there. And on this one, well, I'm going to wait a few seconds and then I'll turn on the camera and start filming. Very good. Just going to step back for a second. Get a little water here. Evaporating so quickly. Okay. Very good. Very good. So let me just step back here and make sure I am not making any boo-boos. There we go. And there we go. So I am not going to waste any time, and I'm going to go straight to that second coat right up here. Which will go on a lot thinner than the first coat. There we go. So it should dry faster, especially for this big guy here. There we go. Very good. One last. Et voilà. Très bien. Very good. And back up here a little bit. Oops, that's not quite. Let me get some of this here. Not quite the color I wanted. Yeah, this will be much, much better. Wow. No, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I just see it one way and then I see it the other way. It'll be interesting to see what all this, it will dry darker. So I'm going to step back, see what that does. And that does look much better. Just get this one here. There you go. Highlight there. Here. Highlight there. Overlap these colors. Am I in the way? Probably. Sorry about that. So that's kind of what I like. Just very good. La, bow, bow. Okay, let's step back and think this out again. What are we going to do? So, okay. Of course, this isn't dry. Could move the fan closer. Couldn't I? Yes. So, the fan closer and the camera more out of the way. There we go. Move this over here. Move this baby back a little bit. That, or even further back so you can see the full picture like that. Okay. So this guy stopped giving me trouble. That's cool. Thank you. About time. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Take another swig of water. Okay. Not quite dry, but I don't have the patience. I'm going to just go for it. Let's get some of these colors in here. I'm going to just lighten this up just a little bit here. A little bit of water like usual. Work this all out. Very good. And wipe off the excess paint off the brush. And we'll go for these highlights. So, there we go. Step back for a second. Take a look. Yes, very nice. Okay. Very good. Excellent. All right, very good. All right. Very good. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm going to go right away and get the next color in there if possible. Before the paint all dries. A little water. Very good. I'm going to wipe off again the brushes. See where we're at here. Okay, maybe I can zoom in with this guy a little bit. Bring this up like that. I'll get out of the way. And we can put these lighter highlights on. Just like that. Step back, take a look. All right, very good. Very good. So, once this is off, I'm going to pull the camera back also. There we go. And I am going to step back here a second, think this out. So let's look at this from a different perspective, like that. I'll get out of the way as well. So, okay, we're getting, little by little, we're getting there. Let's look at a different perspective through the webcam. Quality isn't quite as good as with the other cameras, but at least it's Okay, I'm going to have to mess around with these guys. But first, I'm going to put the first coat there. And I'm going to go with yellow. I was hesitating between yellow and red, and I think I'm going to go for yellow. So I am going to get the palette together and get, there we go. Well, now a brush. I want a nice soft brush, and this looks like the perfect candidate. So I'm going to go back here. We're going to work this yellow out together. A little bit of water. There we go. You can see right away it's getting that nice creamy texture. Maybe move out of the way. That microphone might be picking up on that fan. Got so many things to think about. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up to the eyeball. Zoom in maybe a little bit like that. And I'm going to move this back a little bit. And actually, I'm going to bring my chair over because I am nice and lazy. There. Moving off to the side maybe. I'm going to move this fan back. Get that out of the way so I can move this camera over so we can have a side view where I won't be in front. There. Now I'll get out of the way and we'll get this done as well. Okay. And I'm going to start recording. There we go. This will take 2 coats. It always does. And then it'll have the black outline. So saliva. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And this also will have a outer black outline, inner black outline, so. But I will keep it as tight as possible. Get rid of as much of the white as possible. Like that, it will give me more room to play with when I get the black outline down. Okay, very good. Let's smooth that out. Very nice. Okay. Boom. Get the chair out of the way. Pull the camera back. Stop recording maybe. There we go. There. Bring it back here so we can have the. So. Well, that is definitely getting there. Get out of the way. Get this yellow paint out of the way before I put my hands in it. So, what do you think? Looks like we're getting there. I was hoping we'd get more done today, but that's the way the things go. We will finish these leaves on Monday, finish that guy, and then, well, there's quite a few other things to do. So Monday we'll still be working on the center part, and then Tuesday through Friday we'll work on the frame. And then hopefully it'll be done and we can ship this baby out to New York. So, very good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's session. And like usual, I'm going to leave you with my schedule. I hope you have a great weekend. I know I will because I enjoy all my weekends. A couple of days off from the studio, that always feels good. And then I have my soccer games. Woohoo! So it'll be a good weekend. So I'm going to thank you once again for joining me on the stream. I hope you'll join me Monday for the continuation of this painting. I'll be here at 9 a.m. I'm going to leave you with my schedule like usual. And I'll say, ciao, mes amis.